Lacrosse Legends. Lacrosse Legends, a comprehensive look at America's greatest game, featuring legends past, present, and future. Today on Lacrosse Legends, we speak with LUHI girls lacrosse coach Ryland Huyghue.
Coach Ryland Huyghue. His lacrosse journey started at Paul D. Schreiber High School in Port Washington, Long Island. Huyghue was named first All-American. From there, Nassau Community College. While at Nassau, Huyghue was part of two national championship teams, named MVP of both. Then the University of Maryland. Team USA, Huyghue also played professional lacrosse for Long Island. Coach Huyghue has been influential in promoting high school lacrosse out west. Huyghue also coaches Team Panama and will be coaching this year in the Empire State Games. Long Island Lutheran Middle and High School, commonly known as LUHI, is a Christian college preparatory school in Brookville, New Huyghue. When you mention LUHI, everyone thinks basketball. LUHI is committed to excellence in all sports. Recently, LUHI brought on Coach Huyghue to head the girls' varsity lacrosse team.
Very diverse. I've got about 4 ladies of color on the team. Some of them are brand new to the sport. A couple of them have played a few years. But it's great having a team that has so much diversity on it. And I got a great bunch of girls.
Lacrosse Legends caught up with Coach Huyghue, where he takes on one of his greatest coaching challenges.
They're going through their pre-game dress-up like they're about to go on a date or something. And y'all got to look good.
You're the first lacrosse player ever to be recognized by United States President Obama.
Yes, that's correct.
Ryland Huyghue Day.
2 years ago, the town of North Hempstead, Long Island, did a proclamation. May 11th is Ryland Huyghue Day in honor of the contributions I've given back to lacrosse. LUHI's girls lacrosse program has been a pretty dominant program for the private schools. They've won their conference the last 3 years in a row. Last year, we were expected to win our conference and go towards a state for private schools. Unfortunately, COVID came, lost 12 seniors who graduated without having the opportunity to play. So this year is a serious rebuilding year for us, where more than half our team are brand new players. Girls lacrosse is absolutely exploding at this point in time. There are more travel team programs, more rec league programs, more and more high school girls programs are coming out, and more girls are getting recruited to go to college and receiving scholarships. It starts within the player to begin with. They need to want to be motivated to become the best that they can be. We as coaches encourage them to remain focused, have goals, daily goals for when they come out to practice, things they want to improve on, game goals, things they want to improve on during the games, visualize the game itself and how they see themselves developing as athletes. If we got a young team, you can look for us doing big things now and towards the future. For the longest, the only protection the girls really had were goggles. And as the sport's developing, they've created helmets for women. Most of the women really like to be free in regards to restrictions. And some of them feel that the helmet is a bit of a restriction. I personally think that girls should be suited up just like the boys. But that's just my opinion. Because it is a physical game, it's a demanding game, and safety is the most important. The game is evolving rapidly. You now have pro women's lacrosse. That's only going to get bigger. I think the growth of the girls' game is actually growing faster than the boys. I think the boys kind of plateaued. It's still growing. The sport of lacrosse is the fastest growing sport in the world. But I think more and more young ladies are getting involved in the game. It's just only going to get bigger.
You're going to be participating in the Empire Games this year.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that. I got a call from one of the organizers of the Empire Games and asked me if I want to be the head coach for the Nassau County All-Stars. This is the first year that the Empire Games, which is predominantly all guys, more of a showcase with college recruiters there as well. So I'm honored and excited to lead Nassau County to the Empire Games and hopefully winning that tournament.
What does it mean to you to be the head coach of LUHI's girls varsity lacrosse program?
That's an interesting question. It means a lot to me. My focus for many, many years has been on development of boys lacrosse. LUHI has given me the opportunity to work with the women, with the girls. You know, I got to tell you, I've been having more fun coaching with these young ladies than I have with the boys. They are so excited about every practice, every game. The enthusiasm with the girls is just unbelievable. The love that they have for each other and the support they have each other is amazing. They are a complete unit. They give absolute respect to all their coaches and each other. It's a good thing to see and a good thing to be a part of. I'm excited every day I come out here and work with these ladies.
What do you find to be the biggest changes between West Coast lacrosse and East Coast lacrosse?
The intensity level on the East Coast is definitely higher than it is on the West Coast, but West Coast, I've been out there for almost 30 years. The development of the game is exploding out there as well. The girls' side of lacrosse and on the West Coast is getting more and more competitive. You can see in Division I lacrosse, you're seeing more and more athletes, both boys and girls, coming from the West Coast playing in these D1, D2 collegiate programs. Diversity is a key factor in the game of lacrosse, both on the boys' side and the girls' side. Coaching as well. We have 1% coaches in NCAA lacrosse. We have about 1%, maybe 2% of people of color, both on the boys' side and the girls' side playing. But the goal really is to try and introduce this sport at an earlier age in the PAL rec programs and the youth programs and give these kids the opportunity to try the sport. The big issue we have with the sport today is the cost. When you have kids coming from the inner city or less affluent backgrounds, I bought a stick a couple days ago, it's $300. When I was playing the game, a stick cost us $15, $25. And that same stick is now $300, which prevents a lot of kids from inner city programs that are less fortunate to be able to pick up and play this game. We need people to donate, to sponsor, to help some of these less fortunate kids to pick up a stick and try this new sport out, because we're leaving so many athletic kids off the field that just can't afford to do this program. And with the travel programs, you got teams asking for $2,000, $3,000 per kid for registration, some teams all the way up to $6,000. That also prevents people of color, whether black, brown, or what have you, to be able to pick this sport up and try it. As we grow, we get more people that are being able to sponsor and pick a kid up and help them get involved with this sport.
Next on Lacrosse Legends. You're watching Lacrosse Legends.
So don't forget that on Monday night. There's a drive into the gap in left center field and deep left center field, and Henderson's not going to get to it atop the base of the wall. And Griffey to second base in his first major league at bat, a ringing double.
And everybody else.
Well hit ball, there it goes! Number 350 for Junior! Upper deck, goodbye, baseball! Junior, the youngest player!
Here's the pitch. Fly ball right field. And they are in front. Man.
Ken Griffey Jr.
I'm excited about this program I've asked to be a part of with Ken Griffey Jr., famous baseball player. He's starting a new brand with Nike called S24. 24 is his number. S stands for the swing the bat. What S24 has done is they've gone to some of the top coaches around the country in sports like football, basketball, baseball, and lacrosse. I've been chosen to oversee the lacrosse arena nationwide, finding elite level players to join this S24 brand, which is a Nike brand. There are certain requirements that we will need for our athletes to even be a part of. There's certain metrics that they all have to hit. So yeah, you have elite programs, but we're going to take it to that next level for the best players in the country come and be a part of this program, which will be a national program. It'll also be a diverse program. We're very excited about it. It's also going to be a TV series, interviewing players, coaches, in regards to what they're being taught. And the key thing about this whole S24 program, it's sponsored and backed by a speed training program called Fusioneering. My speed training partner, Ed Gogo Lovelace, is the director of this whole S24 program. Ed has met with Ken Griffey, and he is the Major League Baseball speed training coach. His speed training system is what I've implemented into my lacrosse program. And that's the same thing that they're doing with the football program with S24, the basketball program with S24, and the football program with S24. So what we're trying to do is infuse this speed system into the actual sports. and the variety of sports to make the best athletes, the most recruitable athletes. And with our S24 brand, we're also including tutoring programs for the kids because we know how important it is for kids nowadays to have those GPAs at a very high level. It's not like it was when I was back in the day. If you had a 2.0, you were getting a full ride. Nowadays, in schools like Duke, some of the Ivy League schools, you could be an All-American lacrosse player, but you're going to still need close to a 4.0 GPA. So we know the value of having a good education. So with this S24 program, not only are we teaching these kids speed, elite level lacrosse, but we're also developing tutoring programs to make sure that they have the grades necessary to be recruited and receive scholarships.
Hola, 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 este es el entrenador Ryland Huyghue del equipo Panamá, esperando el Campeonato Mundial U20. Campeonato Mundial U20, ya, pásalo a gris.
Just like football, we look at the ball come into our hands, okay? But this is coming into our stick, okay? So when that ball comes into your stick, we just give a little bit, all right? And here's the next thing, is cradling. Call them cradling.
Cradling es apañar pero
Cradling
suavecito.
keeps the ball in the stick when you run. The most important thing you can do.
Cuando vas corriendo, moverlo así mantiene la pelota ahí en la manilla.
So when we run down the field, I'm showing you cradling right now. When we're cradling, this is what we're doing here. We're cradling like this. That's how we keep the ball in the stick. Okay?
Panama Lacrosse. I'm very excited to talk about Panama Lacrosse. I've been in the lacrosse world for 52 years, coaching for 37 years. A friend of mine who lived in Panama was very anxious to start lacrosse in Panama. They reached out to me and asked me if I'd be interested, and I said I'd love to be involved with developing the sport of lacrosse in Panama. I've met with people in the Olympic Committee in Panama who have agreed to sponsor us and back us and support us with our dreams to participate in the 2028 Olympics. Panama is part of World Lacrosse. World Lacrosse is the governing body of lacrosse around the world. Within World Lacrosse, you have certain organizations like PALA, which stands for Pan American Lacrosse Association, which Panama Lacrosse is a part of. That consists of all the Latin American countries such as Peru, Colombia, Costa Rica, Argentina, the Iroquois, Mexico, Puerto Rico. We've got the U.S. all involved in the PALA organization, which we all compete to participate in the World Lacrosse Championships. So at this point in time, we are building our program from the ground up, developing lacrosse in the public school systems, in their PE programs, so that we'll have a sustainable program in Panama, so the kids will learn the sport in their gym classes at an early age, so that when the older players move on, we'll still be able to provide excellent lacrosse players for the duration and keep this sport growing in the country of Panama. Our focus right now is to put together our national teams to compete in world tournaments, PALA tournaments, and obviously the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles.
Next on Lacrosse Legends. You're watching Lacrosse Legends.
Well, my name is Todd Hebner. I'm the AD and I also teach math. I've been at LUHI for 31 years. I really love being here. The people really care about you as a person and they want to see you grow. We try to aim at spirituality. We try to aim to make people become better people, and we also make people become, as an athletic director, to grow as an athlete, to become better at your craft, and also to learn the game and learn how to compete with each other.
Prospective student athletes have a wide variety of things to consider when they're choosing a school. I think LUHI is a special place. The word that we like to use is balance. You're going to be challenged on the playing field, you're going to be challenged in the classroom, you're going to be challenged spiritually, you're just going to be pushed out of boundaries, and I think that being the key if you're looking for a well-rounded experience, that's why you choose LUHI.
Corbello finishing it off with an exclamation point. 23 points, and Long Island Lutheran takes down Sierra Canyon.
Coach Buck is the head of the boys basketball program. He's also our head of school, and he has a vision that LUHI will become good at all sports throughout the entire school and really represent and be challenged for Nice Ace championships every year. Now, obviously, that's not going to happen overnight. It's going to be a process. We have a deep, rich tradition of basketball, and to try to get other sports built up to that level is certainly going to take a long time. The process would be to get people in place who are leaders of the program, to lead the program in the direction that is going to take it to a better talent level and really be able to compete with the best of the independent schools in the state of New York.
In regards to respect, it's gained a ton. There used to be this stigma that came with it. It was a lot less physical in the boys' game. The whistle blew a lot more, and that's something you'd hear specifically student athletes talking about. But I think over time it's become a very desired sport with a lot of attention to detail and logistics.
Man, we participate in the PSAA. So Stony Brook is in the PSAA. There are rivals, Staten Island Academy and Portland. Those are all Long Island schools that are close to us that are rivals. Once you get up into the upper level currently of the independent schools, all the IB schools really are, pretty much the top of the athletic program overall. Schools like Hackley and Riverdale and Poly Prep and Fieldston and Trinity School and Dalton School. Those schools have been traditionally powerhouses in athletics in the independent world. So we would like to try to be able to compete with schools like that across the board.
Within our state, we've always competed really well and gone back and forth with Christ the King, South Shore. There's a couple of schools that we try to play every year. We travel a lot out of state and our schedule changes. So we're an independent school for basketball, which means we can kind of pick and choose who we play each year. We don't belong to a league. So it's not the traditional rival sense of you play the same person every year. But those are some local ones, and there are a lot of strong teams locally, and then we travel to the Jersey area and we go to some really good events. So it changes.
We placed Ryland in charge of the program. He has a really rich lacrosse background. He himself is a tremendous player in the Lacrosse Hall of Fame. Had a lot of coaching experience out in the California area. Switching over to the girls' game, we want to see him express his love for the game and talent for the game and let it reflect on the girls that he coaches.
In general, female sports are taking a large step up, and that has to do with a lot of different things that are going on. Respect in the sports world, exposure to different types of sports, different media outlets and whatnot. I could say where I'd like for it to go in 15 years, and I think I'd love for it to be at a really high level where if we have girls here who go on to play at college, they can then explore a true professional career with it and have as many different outlets as some other sports have.
There's so much more electronics and technology in the world that I think a lot of kids are staying home and they're not getting involved in sports where like when I grew up, you wanted to do something after school, you went outside and played sports. You didn't have the internet to do anything to. So I think that, unfortunately, that is something that is hurting sports. I also see those that truly are interested in sports being more sports specific. And I think one of the goals as an athletic director, what I'd love to see are multi-sport athletes, where it's kind of a dying breed, but I remember back when I was younger, you play basketball, you play football, you play baseball, you play lacrosse, you play volleyball across the board. And now I see more students isolating on one sport, which is great for scholarships, but I think to help the lack of people maybe going into sports, I love to see the multi-sport athlete, and those are the kids I think that truly benefit their skill level by playing other sports.
At LUHI, I think we have a really special opportunity here to build, and I used the word balance before, and I think that's why it's unique here, honestly. So I think with the right pieces in place, we have a great coach in place right now. I think it really has some opportunity to just take the next step up and to really attract student athletes who have a desire to play lacrosse at the next level, who have a desire to be great, and who have a desire to propel our program. Really, it starts with them. Follow all of our sports teams. We have sports social media on Instagram, Twitter. We have some specific sports social media that people can follow if they want to follow a specific team and kind of get like an inside look as to what they're doing. Or if you're looking for more of like a broad experience, you can go on our school Instagram page. We have a school Twitter page, and we have a great website where everything kind of is just on there for everyone.
Christina, on behalf of Lacrosse Legends, thank you for allowing us into your home.
Of course.
Go LUHI.
Go LUHI.
Go Crusaders.
Thank you.
Diamo Pica, Medi Captain.
Angelina Hernandez, Defense Captain.
Emma Garabedian, Defense Captain. Kimberly Beck, Captain, Midfield. Riley Longo, Midfield. Michaela Andrew, Attack. Stella Vazakis, Midfield.
Brianna Jacobs, Defense.
Skylar Powell, Attack. Jordan Wilds, Attack.
Julia Martinez, Midfield. Mira Ankal Tippett, Attack.
Olivia Nicholas, and I play defense.
Isabel Bjorkmansdotter, Midfield.
Tessa Hutton, and I play Attack.
Thea Waney, I play goalie.
give me everything they have for the next 60 minutes. No quitting. We finish everything we start. Every ground ball has got to become our ball. More ground balls, more possessions. More possessions, more shots. More shots, more goals. Simple solution there, okay? Make sure on defense we're talking to each other, we're backing each other up. Goalie makes a save, make sure we're getting upfield. Remember, we want to beat our opponents down the field every time. We want to run them into the ground. We have much more numbers than we had in our first game. We've got better players than we had in our first game. So this game should be a piece of cake. I want to see the score this time 16-3 us. Let's get a break. Let's go.
Yeah. Yup.
Let's go. Stick to line drills. Let's go.
Although the Crusaders came up short today, they showed great signs of improvement. Keep an eye on the LUHI girls varsity lacrosse team. On behalf of Seth Canner and Bernard Williams, this is Monsanto Muzak for Lacrosse Legends.
This is the second time playing Stony Brook. We played them last Monday as our first game. We lost 16-3. Our girls performed today like they've never played before, especially with such a new young team we have. We have over 8 brand new players, 1 senior, and the rest are freshmen and sophomores. They are learning the system. They picked it up. They executed today, and that's all we could ask. They gave 110% out on the field.
What positives can you take from today's game?
The girls are not quitters. They finish, they work hard, they're understanding the game a little bit more every single day, and that's all we can ask from them.